Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today I'll be demonstrating how to draw a dog, which will be particularly helpful for enhancing your memory drawing sketches. This tutorial is designed for beginners and is especially useful if you are studying animals. When drawing any subject, especially animals, it's essential to identify the underlying structure. Complex shapes can often be broken down into basic geometrical forms such as squares, circles, or cylinders. This approach simplifies the drawing process by allowing you to see the foundation of the object before adding complexity. Personally, when I observe an object, I first look for these basic shapes. This technique makes the transition from simple to complex much smoother. Now, as we begin drawing a dog, it's crucial to understand the overall structure and the line of action. The line of action represents the flow of movement and rhythm in the dog's body, guiding how we capture its position and motion. To get a solid grasp of this, it helps to start with a few small key sketches that outline the dog's basic structure. When focusing on the face, begin with a simple circle for the head. The muzzle can be drawn extending from the circle, and the neck should be represented as a cylindrical shape, starting narrower at the top and widening as it extends downward. You can then add the ears, eyes, nose, and chin, keeping in mind that these elements should follow the structure you have established. As you move on to drawing the entire dog, you'll notice that breaking down the figure into basic shapes such as circles, boxes, and cylinders simplifies the process. By dividing the dog's body into these fundamental forms, you create a clear and manageable foundation that makes drawing the dog much easier. As I draw, I encourage you to follow along and sketch with me. This way, you'll capture the exact shapes and forms as I demonstrate them. Starting with the dog's back, notice that it slopes slightly upwards, while the stomach tucks in towards the back, creating a subtle S curve. You'll also see that the chest, stomach, and back areas can be represented by three overlapping oval shapes, which helps define the body structure. When drawing the legs, it's important to note that the front and back legs are different in both shape and placement, so be mindful of these distinctions. Avoid simply memorizing the forms, instead observe and draw them accurately. Pay close attention to the distance and shape of the front legs compared to the back legs to ensure you're getting the correct proportions. If a section doesn't look right, feel free to adjust it until you achieve the desired accuracy. This example demonstrates a standard dog with a well-defined structure resembling a Doberman or a well-trained breed. However, if you are aiming to draw a local street dog, the structure will differ slightly. The street dog's build tends to be shorter and less curvy, with less pronounced muscle definition. While the differences are subtle, understanding these variations in basic shapes will help you accurately depict different types of dogs. Now, let's focus on drawing a dog's face from a 3/4 angle. In this perspective, some details may not be immediately clear, but by breaking down the face into basic shapes, we can achieve an accurate representation. Begin by sketching the general structure of the face, keeping in mind the positioning of the eyes, muzzle, and neck. Even if certain features like the muzzle aren't as defined in this angle, simplifying them into basic geometric shapes will help guide your drawing. As you refine the details, focus on how the neck connects to the head and where the eyes are positioned in relation to the muzzle. This approach allows you to build a more detailed and accurate depiction of the dog's face. You can draw the ears how you want it to be. When drawing different breeds or types of dogs, the structure will naturally vary. For example, if you're sketching a dog with a less rigid posture, such as a common street dog, you'll notice that the head may be shorter, the body less upright, and the legs shorter. These subtle adjustments will give the dog a more realistic and relatable appearance, resembling everyday dogs. You can also emphasize these differences by making the dog appear thinner or less muscular, further distinguishing it from more robust breeds. Pay close attention to key areas like the stomach and the neck, as they play a crucial role in defining the overall shape of the dog. Interestingly, the basic structure of a dog shares similarities with other animals like horses and donkeys, though cats have a distinctly different anatomy. I'll cover that in a future video. These techniques can be particularly used in memory drawing, where adding animals like dogs, cats, or cows can help fill space and balance your composition. Incorporating these drawings into your work can enhance the overall scene. With practice, this approach will make it easier for you to capture not only the shape but also the movement of the animal, whether it's walking, sitting, or performing other actions. Consistently practicing these basic shapes will help you improve and make the drawing process smoother over time. When drawing a seated dog, the basic structures remain the same, but the angle changes. Start by imagining how the dog's face and body would align in this new position and sketch the foundational shapes accordingly. By focusing on these basics, you'll ensure that the proportions and placement of the elements are accurate. Experienced artists often draw directly without sketching the underlying shapes, but this comes from extensive practice and a strong understanding of the basic structures. Even though they might not visibly sketch the shapes, they mentally calculate the positions and forms as they work. Drawing is always a balance of thought and action, with constant adjustments as you go. As you can see, I've drawn the same basic shapes but from different angles, calculating the position of the legs, including the front limbs and the hind legs, adjusting them to fit the seated posture. For instance, the front leg bends at what could be considered the elbow and the back legs fold accordingly. By practicing these shapes repeatedly, you'll build the confidence to draw them from any angle, ensuring that the structure of your dog remains consistent and accurate. This particular drawing portrays a more relaxed dog. As you start detailing, you can begin to add curves and refine the form. Initially, I have focused on drawing the basic geometrical shapes, keeping the structure simple. While you can certainly add complexity and more detailed elements to the drawing, I have intentionally kept it straightforward for beginners. By following this simpler approach, you will be able to grasp the foundational process without getting overwhelmed. As you gain more confidence, you can gradually increase the level of detail and complexity in your drawings. For now, stick to the basics and follow along with the sketch, ensuring you understand the process step by step. This method will help you avoid mistakes and build a solid foundation for your drawing skills. I hope the explanation and demonstration are clear and that you feel confident in applying these techniques. Observe the details and follow it accordingly.